On the sidelines wondering, is now actually a good time to buy a home in Las Vegas or Henderson? This video is for you because I'm going to give you a real honest answer. No hype, no scare tactics, just the facts about what's happening in our market right now and what that means for you. My name is Nichole LaVigne, and I'm your Las Vegas real estate resource. I've helped hundreds of buyers navigate this market, and today I want to talk to you like I'd be talking to my friend sitting across the kitchen table. So let's get into it. Here's the truth. I hear the same question every single week from people who are seriously considering buying a home right now. Nichole, should I wait for rates to drop? Are prices coming down? Is the market going to crash? And I get it. I completely understand the hesitation. We've all been through a lot the last couple of years. It's really been a roller coaster in real estate, up and down. Rates went up, prices went through the roof. It felt like buying a home was just out of reach for a lot of people. But here's what I want to do today. I want to walk you through the 5 biggest factors that buyers in the Las Vegas and Henderson markets are weighing right now. And at the end, I'll give you my honest take on who in this market it makes sense for and who may want to pump the brakes a little bit. Sound good? Great. Let's get started. The first factor we need to think about is interest rates. This is the topic that everyone asks about. I know, and you've heard a lot about it on the news, on the media, social media, and the rates are probably the number one reason most people have been hesitating. So let's talk about where we actually are right now in March of 2026. As of today, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is sitting right around 6.1, 6.2, low sixes. Now, if you're comparing that to crazy low rates we saw back in 2020 or 2021 when the rates were in the threes, yes, it's higher. There's no spinning that. That wasn't real. That was a period of time where rates were held artificially low, and that period of time is over. But here's what I want you to also hold on to. Just a couple of years ago, in October of 2023, rates nearly skyrocketed to 8%. They were in the high sevens. And that was brutal for buyers. So today's rates, by comparison, in the low sixes are genuinely better than they were then. And rates this year have actually dipped below 6% at certain points. And we're using techniques and tools with builders and resale owners to negotiate closing costs and help you with rate buy downs. So there's also a down payment assistance programs. There's all kinds of things that we've been using as tools to help you get the rates at a price monthly payment that you're happy with and can afford. Some buyers earlier in 2026 were locking right around 5.9%. The Federal Reserve is holding steady so far, but most forecasters expect rates to stay in that 6% neighborhood for the rest of the year, with a chance of easing into the high fives, barring anything crazy happening with the economy. So here's the real point that I want you to hear. The rate is the rate, and we can't really change or control. What we want to do is make sure that we get you in the process of evaluating what makes the best financial sense for you and focus on a payment that you can afford that gets you out of renting or gets you to the move up home or the step down home if you're downsizing and makes sense. The rates will fluctuate and you can refinance if they should change to a better rate later. But if they go up and you keep waiting, then it's not a favorable decision. So we're not focusing on the perfect rate. The goal is to get you in a home at the right time in your life. So let's talk about factor number 2, which is home prices. So where are prices in Las Vegas and Henderson right now? Let me give you the real numbers. For Las Vegas, overall, the median home price is hovering right around $470,000 for single family homes. Now that's actually down slightly from the record high we hit in November, which was just under $490,000. So we've had a bit of a pullback, not a crash, just a market that's recalibrating after years of rapid growth. Over in Henderson specifically, median prices are running around $480,000 to $485,000, just a little higher than the broader metro, which makes sense because Henderson consistently ranks as one of the safest cities in the country and has some of the best rated schools in the region. Now, here's the interesting thing about prices. They haven't fallen off a cliff, and frankly, the data doesn't suggest they will. Let me tell you why. First, there's a geographic reality to Las Vegas that a lot of people just don't think about. We are a valley, literally surrounded by mountains and federal land. So there's a finite amount of buildable land here. The natural cap on supply, it acts as a floor under prices. Second, people are still moving here in huge numbers. About 30 to 45% of active buyers in our market right now are relocating from California and other high-cost states like New York, Texas, Arizona, Seattle. These are all much higher price point regions to live in than Las Vegas. So they're coming out here because even at $470,000, Las Vegas is dramatically more affordable than LA, San Diego, Bay Area, or any of these other cities that I mentioned. The population pressure isn't going away. And third, there is no state income tax in Nevada. Not to mention there's no snow. Well, rarely, maybe every like 10 or 15 years. But the no income tax is a massive draw for families, remote workers, and retirees that want to stretch their dollar further. So while prices have cooled off slightly from their peak, the fundamental reason people want to live here has not changed at all. Let's talk about number 3. Inventory and your buying power. This is a bit of good news. Right now in early 2026, we have more homes available than we have in quite a while. As of early February, there were 9,000 homes actively listed across Las Vegas Metro. And that's up about 18% compared to this time last year. So what does that mean for you? It means you have more options. It means you're not in the same frenzy we saw in 2021, 2022, where people are waiving inspections and appraisals and it's a bidding war. That was utterly crazy. We don't have any need right now to pay over the asking price. Rare situations, rare homes. Homes are sitting on the market a bit longer. They're averaging about 49 to 74 days on market, depending on the price range and neighborhood. And a meaningful share of listings are going through at least one price reduction before they sell. That is buyer leverage. That is real negotiating power. Now, I want to be honest. This is not a full-on buyer's market where you can steal a home for 20% below asking. Well-priced, well-presented homes in desirable neighborhoods are still moving, and they will move quickly. About half of the properties that are priced well are still selling within 30 days. So there's still competition if you're looking for something specific in a specific neighborhood or a specific school district. Be prepared for that. But compared to the last few years, you have some breathing room right now. You can take the time to find the home. You can ask for the repairs. You may be able to negotiate the closing costs. These things were nearly impossible 18 months ago. Switching gears to factor number 4, the myth of perfect timing. My goodness, if I had $1 for every time I heard this. I personally know people that have been waiting for the market to turn for 10 years. And they're still renting, and it makes my heart sad. So this is my personal soapbox, and bear with me for a second. How many people do you know that said in 2019, I'm going to wait until the market dips, and then they watched prices go up 30% through the pandemic years and just never got in? Is it you? I'm not saying that to be harsh. I'm saying it because waiting for the perfect moment is genuinely one of the most expensive decisions people make. Not because I want a commission, but because the math almost always works against the person that waits. So think about it this way. Right now, every month, someone is saying, give it 3 more months and we'll get a better deal. Here's the reality. If you wait 12 months hoping for prices to drop 10%, and in that 12 months, instead, it rises modestly by 3%, and you paid 12 more months of rent, and let's go modest at $2,000 a month rent, which is much lower than most people are paying. $24,000 further behind, prices went up another 3%, and you're not any closer to your goal, with the risk of your rental property owner at any point passing away, having a life change, or whatever, that they say, hey, we have to sell the house, even if you've been there for years. I see it every day. I see the frustration when they come to me with their tail between their legs and saying, I wish I had bought 3 or 4 years ago. It's okay. Let's let that go and let's figure out if now is the time for you. So remember, the right time to buy is not when the market is perfect. It's when you are ready, financially, personally, and practically. Ask yourself these questions. Do I have stable income that I can count on? Do I plan to stay in Las Vegas or Henderson for at least 3 to 5 years? Do I have enough saved for a down payment and closing costs? Is my credit in a place where I can qualify for a competitive rate? If you answered yes to those 4 questions, the market conditions we're in right now are genuinely workable for you. Next, number 5, the Las Vegas and Henderson advantage. What makes Las Vegas and Henderson specifically worth talking about beyond just the numbers? A lot of people, when they think Las Vegas, they think casinos and tourist traps, but the people who live here, we know different. The economy has been actively diversifying. Yes, hospitality is still a huge employer, but we're also growing in healthcare, logistics, technology, and manufacturing. Haas Automation just had a major facility going up in West Henderson. The biotech sector is, we have Formula One, and now, of course, we're building another new stadium for the Las Vegas A's. Specifically, Henderson deserves its own moment here. It was ranked the 2nd safest city in the entire country. The school district rating is in the top 20% nationally. Neighborhoods like Green Valley, Anthem, Seven Hills continue to attract families and corporate relocations. And the quality of life, the parks, the trails, the master plan communities is genuinely something I love showing people who've never considered Henderson before. For buyers coming from California especially, the contrast is stark. In Henderson, $480,000 gets you a spacious single-family home with a nice yard, maybe even a 2 or 3 car garage, in a clean, safe, well-maintained neighborhood. That same $480,000 in most California metros gets you a tiny condo or starter home, and you're still paying state income tax on top of it. The value proposition here is real. It's not just marketing. All right, so this is the moment you've been waiting for. I promised you, and here it is. The real take. Who does this market make sense for right now? It makes sense if you have a stable job, a solid down payment, and you plan to stay in Las Vegas or Henderson for at least 3 to 5 years. At that horizon, you're almost certainly going to benefit from buying today compared to renting or waiting. It makes sense if you've been renting and your rent consistently goes up. The average rental for a 3-bedroom in the Las Vegas Valley is running at least $2,200 to $2,600 range per month. And that money is building someone else's equity, not yours. It makes sense if you're relocating here for work or family and you need a home, not a speculative investment. This is your life. The house you buy here is your foundation. It's not a bet. But I also want to be real with you about who might want to wait. If you're not financially stable right now, if your job situation feels uncertain, if you haven't saved much of a down payment, or if your credit needs some work, please don't rush into home ownership just because someone told you now is the time. A home purchase is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Getting your financial house in order is always the right call. I'd rather help you do that than push you into something you're not ready for. And we have the professionals right here to connect you to. We have lenders that do credit cleanup. We have people that counsel you and help you prepare for that next step. It's a no pressure situation. We believe knowledge is power, and we're going to get you to the right people to get you prepared for that eventuality of getting you into purchasing your own home. And honestly, if you're purely trying to time the market and flip a home in the next 12 months for quick profit, this is not the right market right now. This is a market that rewards long-term buyers and stable owners. So, in summary, where does that leave you? If you're sitting there thinking, okay, I might actually be ready, or even if you're at the stage of, I need someone to walk me through what this would actually look like for me. That's exactly what we do at the Nichole LaVigne Group. We have all the right professionals in place. I myself have been doing this for 20 years, and our agents on our team are well-trained, well-coached to get you to that next step. We're not here to pressure you into anything. We're here to be your trusted resource. We'll sit down with you, whether it's in person, video call, or phone conversation, and we'll look at your specific situation, what you can afford, what neighborhoods make sense for your life, and what the buying process actually looks like step by step. No obligation, no pressure, just real local expertise from people who live and breathe this market every single day. Here's all you need to do. Call or text us directly, drop your questions in the comments below, or visit our website to book a free consultation or the Calendly link in the description section. We have been serving Las Vegas and Henderson for over 20 years. And before I go, if this video was helpful, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people in Las Vegas and Henderson find this kind of straightforward and honest information. And if you know someone who's been thinking about buying a home here, share this with them too. They deserve the real story too. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I'll see you on the next one.